Okay, hello and welcome everyone to a Sacred Symbols reading. I'm gonna have to check the date. It is Saturday, March 6th, 2022. And I've already prepared the space and said a prayer of intention. So I ask if you would like to get a more personal piece of information through this reading today. You can just follow along with me in taking a few deep breaths, closing your eyes, and tapping into that divine and sacred space that was created on your behalf, on our behalf, and on the behalf of all those who see this, hear this, or have information that is shared from it into the future. So if you can, take a couple of breaths in through the nose and exhale through your mouth so you can relax your jaw, neck, and shoulders, letting your body ground into the earth, connecting with the divine feminine, and then expanding upward out into the cosmos, into the great mystery, the all that is. Good. And then, as you hold that intention in your heart, I'm going to open the basket and have you blow 3 times into it with that intention as I do. Three beautiful, blessed breaths. Let us tune into the Akash, the Aka field, the great mystery. And may that intention be in alignment with these sacred pieces that are here bringing us information, guidance, and wisdom today, that we may hear and sense and feel, or even receive. This is also an energetic receiving of healing, love, and light. And so you may feel actually physical healing from it too. And then I'm going to tip the screen forward for you. Here we go. Let's get that. And I'll adjust it if I need to. Okay. So, get that out of the way. So for today, this beautiful March day, which feels like spring here in North Carolina for sure. Give me a second here to attune. It's a very interesting spread today, really expanded. Somewhat of a beautiful spiral here. A lot going on in the center, but things are clear. They feel clear and they're not piled up on top of each other, which usually designates kind of a very complex situation. But I feel like there's really a beautiful unfolding here. This would be you. Oh, so fascinating. And you would be sitting over here if you were in person with me receiving this reading. Let me adjust this a little bit. And this is fabulous. This is you. This is the other. Let's say it could be a partner, husband, wife, partner of some sort in crime, partner in some kind of creative project, or somebody that you're just inquiring about in your life. But here, both are coming out of this this arc of this beautiful piece of coral, and it's resting on a young adult on the paternal lineage on your father's side, young adult, resting on that. But the inquiry is really reaching out. So it's directly over you. So there's something about you, the angelic realms, about community, father in your lineage or father figure, community. Oh, yeah, of course, Pluto. Pluto and Mercury. Pluto, Mercury. Well, we're having a huge Pluto, I guess through 2020. I can't remember now what is happening specifically at this date and time with the astrology, but, we just had this Uranus Pluto conjunction through 2022. And there's a lot that's being mirrored in the collective right now. And so, look at also father in your life, just what that father figure or authority figure represents for you. And just know that there's an angelic energy there. And there's something about, so receiving communication from father. I know I just received one. I had the most fascinating experience, a few weeks ago with this beautiful eye of God or vortex of light that came out of the reading and, came onto the cloth from behind me through the window. And I know that it was a message from my father because it was Valentine's Day. It was right before Valentine's Day. I was doing the reading for Valentine's Day, and that's my dad's birthday. So really take note of whether your father is alive or has transitioned. What kind of wisdom, what kind of understanding is coming in through your community, and or a father figure, a father-like figure, or your father directly, as I got a message from my father that day, which was beautiful. And that's the language that we speak now, this language of frequency, of divine light, of light language. Since my dad crossed over quite a few years ago. But this is, so the arc of energy that's coming from this is, it's all about really releasing control or some way here we are on the earth plane, but this is all about the great mystery, and there are things that will be unknown absolutely in this lifetime. We'll not know everything. Even those with the highest of wisdom, I don't know that you could possibly I know we each contain the universe within us, but to express it in a way that it would equate to something that makes sense to somebody may not in words, but just in your beingness, in the acknowledgement of the other, that we are reflections of one another. And this is beautiful. The ancient ones on your mother's side, the ancient ones, something sudden and unexpected. And now, I've really been exploring more and more about ancestral healing ever since COVID hit. That's been something that's been fascinating for me, and I've been trying to understand on deeper and deeper levels as best I can. But here are the ancient ones on the paternal side. So the men, the ancient men, both on the paternal and the maternal side of your ancestry. And, one of the biggest ahas that I got during COVID, when I was participating in a large group ancestral healing process, I think there were about 1,200 people involved in it. And what I came to understand was, this idea of a virus, of bacteria, of the smalls, we call them in shamanic terms, the smalls. That's probably a piece I should put in here as I'm saying this. And I'll just, if something comes to me about how it already is expressed in here, I will let you know. But I feel that, on some level, that's what the great mystery is, something that's even on a microscopic level or an electron microscope, to see a virus or bacteria. We were swimming in the soup of that. And it's really here to inform us, to educate us, to heal us. I mean, I know there are people that feel like, COVID was a horrible thing because they either got sick or someone they know and love dearly was very sick or passed. But you have to realize too, on another level, that that was meant to be, whether it was COVID or some other way. The soul decided it was time to evolve and to check out beyond physical form. And it was complete. And, who are we to say what happened or why that happened and why they chose to have that kind of experience, even if you felt that the experience, let's say if they were in the hospital with COVID, somebody made a poor decision or a bad decision about how to care for them, that was something in their contract and you had no control over that. Like I just lost a dear friend and neighbor and walked with her 2 hours before. I dedicated, I think, last week's reading or the reading before to Melissa. And, just I have to say, well, 2 hours later, she transitioned. And she just we had a conversation and she told me how incredibly she felt and how happy she was. So what better way maybe to go out? Maybe the body just said it's time, but the soul goes on. That is the point. And then the smalls are our essential ancestors. We are returning in the cycle of life to become an ancestor and then hopefully take that wisdom and that consciousness into the next level, wherever the soul is going next. So, yeah. So look close to home. That's something I've been hearing a lot lately is, whatever it is we're seeking is really at home. It's right in front of us, and home can be in our bodies. Home can be right in front of our eyes. It can be in the very moment that we're asking the question or seeking reflection. So really be very conscious about your home. The ancient ones are there really supporting you on a physical level. That's what this shell is representing, the physical, like physical, mental, spiritual. It is physical. So notice the physical forms in your home and how you're receiving messages right now, because it's like a crossroads, a fork in the road. Oh, this is, you just can't plan this stuff. I just love it. Here is the grandfather on your mother and father's side. Grandfathers here parallel each other, supporting each other, saying, look at all these V's too. This beautiful V. I don't know if you could see it. This little deer toe has got a V shape to it, almost in the crook of the fork in the road. The ancient ones, through your grandfathers, are really saying, here's the Earth Star. Ground yourself in your home, in your space, knowing that the wisdom that you're seeking on these higher levels, that's what this is about, are here close at hand. That's the beauty of the veil being thin right now, too. That things are right there. Things are right in front of us. Observe the obvious. That's one of my teachers say that all the time when I do work with my evolutionary coaching work and I'm doing recodes. That is the whole point of being in this place of innocence, of receptivity, of being in the feminine. It's about observing the obvious. So I'm just going to move through this quickly today. Make a wish, make it big. Put it out into the universe energetically. Just know that it's a time of great creativity. There's a lot of creative energy here. It's part of why we came in. It's in our blueprint. It's about igniting or remembering, reigniting the passion that we had as a child, that we had when we felt innocence and joy and awe, and bringing that into the earth, grounding it into our bodies, grounding the mental energy into the earth, into the body right now. The body is giving us messages. The body is being activated by these portals opening, by the sun. The activation, sure enough, right here at the center is the sun. And our bodies are really getting whammied right now. We're getting, it's beautiful. It's intense sometimes, but there's protection. There's always protection if you stay in a high frequency of love. I believe that, you're protected. And if you feel like you're not, there's something to be learned in that too, with your understanding about that, because there's intention, like we opened up the circle today with intention, and then there's attention, and then everything is moving, right? And we just have to make a choice about that action that we want to take. In fact, I had this morning in my meditation, that's what I heard. I wrote the word I am, and then I listened and I heard I is intention, A is attention, and M is for motion or movement. So it's all about having intention, placing your attention on that or the desired result that you have, and then moving forward or allowing flow, allowing movement. Everything is moving constantly. It's in a spiral, it's in a cycle. And so this beautiful image here of the blueprint that you came in with is all, really saying, here's power animals, first chakra. So notice the animals, the critters around you. What are they saying? What are they doing? Especially now that it's spring, there's a lot of activity. Just pay attention and know there's a lot of creativity. All the animals are making babies, right? They're preparing, they're making nests. They are creating, they're co-creating, and preparing for new life. This idea of passion, there's passion. Passion is ignited in the spring, and that's part of our destiny here, right? In this new cycle. So, and this is fascinating. Here we have eagle condor on its head. So again, this has been a message the last several months for sure, big time. Pieces being upside down, and it reminds me of the Hanged Man in the tarot deck of like, it looks like it could be a negative message, the hangman hanging by one leg. But really, it's about having a completely new perspective, seeing things brand new. And if you recall, most of those images of the hangman he has a halo around his head. He's enlightened, really. It's about seeing the light from a new perspective, reflecting that divine feminine, the emotions, that is all being amplified right now. The divine feminine energy, the rebalancing, the co-creating of what is new. Look at this beautiful alignment. We have transfiguration and what is not yet created, or what was never created in full form and is still in process. That's what it can mean to have miscarriage, abortion, loss of a child, loss of that creative force. Just know it's going back into the star nations, into the star that you are, the connection that you have to your cosmic ancestry. I think that's how we open this up, really. It's about the cosmic ancestry, really understanding it. I mean, the more I am listening to those who have been studying their entire life about, religions and who are we really? Why have we come here? We're all coming to this understanding that we are the earth. The earth is us. Our ancestors are in the stars. Our ancestors are in the bacteria, in the virus, in the cosmic soup that we have emerged from. And we're really just returning. So this is beautiful. So whenever you feel stuck too, and you feel like you have a power loss, the work that's going on right now, I think, is really deep. It's about this combination of our innocence combined with our power, the solar plex. really activating that power, but from not a place of power over, which has been what's been going on for a long time in our collective past. We're really out of balance with the masculine energy, the masculine in all of us. And it's not to say men, but, men definitely would benefit, I think, from allowing the feminine to guide. They would be, that's how it always was. I mean, talk to any Native American elder, and they will tell you the women were the ones there. The women saw the blueprint. The women carried the blueprint. They carried the ability to create life within their own bodies. They have a knowing, and that wisdom has been lost. That it's beyond knowledge. That wisdom now is returning through a divine feminine emergence, through our emotions, through our expression of self. And here are the grandmothers, both maternal and paternal, really mirroring. How beautiful. Here's the grandmother and the grandfather, grandmother, grandfather. Just really mirroring this reflection of what we are evolving into. We are becoming. This is about rebirth. This is like soul retrieval, or the soul remembering. That's how I feel. It's about remembering the soul's blueprint, the soul's inner guidance. And it's really being amplified right now, even through the fog. This is about things that are kind of hidden or foggy, but this is Jupiter it's resting on, and the emotions, the divine feminine, speaking your truth. It's absolute right now. You have to speak your truth and learn how to do it through the feminine way, the way of compassion, the way of honoring all life, of coming from those higher frequencies, strength, courage, gratitude, humility, and ultimately that's divine love. So there's something, I just get chills even right now, kind of looking at these timekeepers here, both face down and close to each other. So I don't think the movement's about something that you necessarily have to do externally or a doing per se, but it's more about an internal. The movement is internal. Again, this this little coin is about home and the wish. And I said, this piece about home is here with the grandfathers, and this fork in the road. Here it's reflected by saying, move inward into that inner home. And that's where we will receive this guidance, this divine wisdom about the rebirth, this rebirthing experience that we're having. The old is falling away. We have to let go. Let the emotions be the water that carries the wisdom and knowledge forward. Let the tears be shed for maybe you have regrets. Maybe you have emotional impact you still carry about shock or trauma in your life, but it's okay. Know that it was a divine lesson. I'm not saying that makes something feel better. I mean, it is what it is, but we have that choice to, do we stay in the drama and the trauma, and or do we move? Do we move forward and honor it? That's the beauty, and that's where we'll find a balance of mind. That is key here. Let's see where the lock is. I thought I saw it when it fell out. Okay. Yeah, here's the shaman. Here is the Venus. So again, this idea of passion, look at it, it's right across from the other. What have you felt passion about in the past, or maybe back into your childhood? And, or what represents truth, love, and beauty? It's time for that to come forward. Express, let it be expressed. And it's so beautiful because here's like the front of Venus, here's the backside. Everything has a light and a dark side, has two sides to the coin. And the beauty of the coin itself, or the circle, the sacred symbol of the circle is. Every coin has actually has three sides. And when you're on the edge, you can see both. So here we are honoring that dark side of whatever wisdom has come through our life experience in this lifetime. And the key to that is to move forward with balance of mind, balance of body. When you need support, when you need insight, third eye, call upon the ancestors. Here's the great ones, the great grandparents on your father's side. Here's the coin of abundance. Here's the sun. And here's, Saturn. The structure. That's really, I think, the question we're all being faced with. How are we going to recreate new structures now? How are we moving forward to envision new structures that cuts away at what doesn't work anymore? It is not bringing quality, passion, love, and light to all. I mean, are we going to? Maybe we have to do a few more thousand lifetimes. I don't know, but I'm hoping that for many of us, there is the 100th monkey is close at hand. That the more people that are waking up, evolving, understanding, there's more to life than the physical. The physical is simply an illusion on many levels. We know that. Science can prove it already. It's more about being in that place, about who we are in the space that we are. And so that brings us back around full circle to this beautiful little configuration here with Buddha, getting clarity about your vision. 6, lining everything up. This is the vision, the dream. Here's the moon, right? Reflecting on that inner sight. Beautiful moon, the feminine. And take time for reflection. Here we have a young adult on your mother's side, and your mother literally inside this abalone shell about reflection. Here's the higher the higher wisdom, the divine and sacred, and talking stick, talking to the moon. There's a popular song out there now, talking to the moon. It's one of those little things you kind of get in your head and you can't. And I was thinking today, I heard it on Instagram and I kept thinking, what does that mean? What does that mean to me? Talking to the moon. Talk to that inner aspect of self. See yourself. Self-reflection. It's time for self-reflection to get clarity about the vision. Line things up. Pachamama is right there supporting. Our DNA is changing. Go with the flow. Allow this change to carry you like a magnet. So it's not the drama and the trauma and the work and, drowning yourself in that. See it as the medicine that you have been carrying with you your entire life, maybe eternity, and allow this divine wisdom to carry you forward. Know that the pain, the suffering, for whatever reason we have decided to manifest here as human beings and experience everything, the entire gamut. Here we have it. This says it all. Right at the center is the physical. We are in human form, grounded all in to form. And here you will be graced with abundance and surprises. Here's Neptune. Kind of that surprise behind the fog, the magical and the mystical. And Buffalo is all about providing. So there's great provision here in this spiritual cycle that we're in, that we're always in, that we're always evolving into. It's beautiful. And this is just a little pine frond from a pine cone, and its message is all about receiving. It's time to receive. It's, this frond falling out of this giant pine cone. This was from California when I lived in California, and these giant pine cones falling to the earth, releasing their seeds, right? Releasing the seed of wisdom within you out into the world through your being, through your wisdom, sharing it with others, expressing it, asking for support when you need it. Yeah, that's the work. That's the real transfiguration that's at hand here in order to create something new, something more in alignment with the honoring of the feminine, honoring of the emotions, right? And that amplification of it into the world so that we can be rebirthed into something new, a whole new creation, something not yet born, right? And knowing that everything that has transpired before now has happened for the reason of there was an aspect of it we may not understand in our mental capacities, but it came into being for a reason to evolve, and it's a part of what is coming next. And so the piece that is closest to you, my dear friend, in this reading is the heart chakra. So I say that take all this with a grain of sand, with an open heart, and just know that everything is unfolding in perfect and divine order. So with that said, one of my goals with the readings here is to kind of make them short and sweet and get to the point. And, when I'm so guided, I definitely love sharing ceremony, and I will happily share, ceremony with all of you who want to make this more of a ceremony for yourself. But just know that it's all good. It's all unfolding in perfect and divine order. So thank you for being with me today, and I look forward to our next adventure into the sacred symbols. Aho.